All right, let's go Turkey Day. Miami Dolphins at the Green Bay Packers. It's the night game. Packers favored by 3.5, and it's Tua in the cold, and it's the only thing that matters.
Tua in the cold.
Can we get we need a Green Bay weather report, please?
I'm looking at one right now. There is potential snow in the air.
Of course.
31 degrees.
When isn't there potential snow in the air?
That's the high with a low of 22. And again, I don't know at what point in the day that starts to happen, but there's snow forecast potentially, possibly.
Beautiful. So this is big.
The narrative bowl.
Yeah.
Can Miami do it on the road against a good team in the cold/snow? That's it. Those three things.
Those things. I mean, we have gone full circle into what they were last year, right? Miami wins week 1 against Jacksonville. Looked like a pretty good, impressive win at the time. Tua gets hurt by week 2. Things fall apart when he's out with his concussion. Comes back. Offense looks completely different. They're averaging about 30 points a game since he's been back, or almost 30 points a game since he's been back. Looks just like last year, and including the same questions,
right?
Which are, can this offense be good? Can it travel well? Can it play outdoors well? Can it play in the cold well? Can it do it against good teams? All of those questions are right back from Miami. Because last week they were cooking. I mean, the last couple of weeks they've been doing, other than, as I mentioned Monday, it's not Tyreek Hill as dominant as last year. It's getting Jonnu Smith involved. It's just getting more people involved, which is great. It looks good, and man, is Tua good. Kyle Krabs, our friend over here at 33rd Team, draft analyst at the 33rd Team, also runs his Dolphins site and does a lot of Dolphins coverage. Posted 4. Do you see the 4 screenshots that he posted?
Nope. It
was 4 throws from Tua, and each throw is like less than a football away from a guy's hand on the Patriots. And it was unbelievable. They were all completions. And it was just his ability to anticipate, be pinpoint, throw the ball to a spot. I mean, he is special at that. Tua is special at that within this Miami offense. But we've also seen him not be as special in games against the Bills defense, against the Ravens defense, against the Chiefs defense, and in, some of these. Look, he put up a lot of points against the Bills in a cold weather game a couple of years ago. That it's not like impossible, but it's one of those questions. And if Miami's going to make this run for the 7 seed at 5 and 6, this is the type of upset they're going to have to pull.
Yeah, it's funny. Like Tua coming back immediately, like switch flipped, totally different team. But the 2 losses that they had, even with that, were really close losses to Arizona and Buffalo, who were the best 2 teams they've played since he's come back. And then they get 3 wins who are against the 3 not as good teams, albeit, the Rams, good team. But so you're still left with this sort of dynamic, whether by just chance or that's actually real, that they still lose against the good teams and win against the bad teams or the not as good teams. So it still is a real question of, him coming back, it's a totally different team. They're viable again, but they might just be back to where they were a year ago, which is we still don't know if they can beat good teams in non-ideal circumstances. So, and because they've lost so many games with him not being there, they're in a tough spot. Like they need one of these games somewhere because they've got a few good teams coming down the stretch.
Still play the Jets twice. They have the Niners, Texans, Browns, not necessarily in that order, but
right.
Yes, huge game for Miami here, and then Green Bay. If you're just trying to keep pace in the loaded NFC North, they're in 3rd at 8-3. Packers looking, really good, and I think what I like about the Packers is the different ways they can win every single week now. Right? We saw Josh Jacobs pounding the rock last week. Didn't need to get much out of their pass game. We've talked a lot about we don't know which playmaker is going to be the guy in any given week. They can mix it up. It can be Christian Watson down the field. It could be Christian Watson dropping perfect passes. It could be Tucker Kraft just making huge plays looking like Gronk. It can be different every week from the Green Bay Packers. And I think that the Dolphins offense against the Packers defense, also fascinating matchup as well.
No, agreed. Yeah. That's also an interesting side of the ball. I mean, that the Packers offense just has so many different ways to win in any given week. Like I don't think any of those guys are consistently amazing, right? But each one of them it can be that guy this week, including Jordan Love, who's not been consistently amazing the way he was down the stretch last year, but is capable of having any given game where he looks fantastic.
And this was right around the time every week I'll remember, like right around the time where Love went on his stretch last year, where he seemed to turn around. Started about mid-November, but Thanksgiving game they played on Thanksgiving last year, upset the Lions in a really impressive effort, and that was when we started to need to take the Packers seriously. I think they beat the Chiefs and Lions in back-to-back weeks or within a couple weeks of each other. So Green Bay trending in the right direction once again this year. They're favored by 3.5 here. The nightcap of the Thanksgiving triple header.
I'm buying into all the narratives. I don't think Miami are able to do it against a good team on the road in the snow.
Same. Which reminds me, Georgia Tech this week. How would you describe Georgia versus Georgia Tech rivalry week?
Clean old-fashioned hate between the hedges and the peach state?
That's correct. Well done. I wonder if there's anybody watching right now that watched that video on YouTube, on the first year of our YouTube channel.
Not a single human being has any idea what we're doing
when you and I were breaking down
joke.
The Georgia Tech 2018 game.
Yeah.
You did a great job hosting.
Thanks for watching all the way to the end of our video.
For more great content, click here to subscribe and here to watch another video. We'll see you again soon.